Good afternoon and welcome back to the Naenae Bowling Club in Lower Hutt for day one of the Bowls3Five National Interclub Finals. Already brought 5 matches to you on day one, still 3 to come, including our next up match here on the televised green between the Point Chevalier Pirates from Auckland and Homai from Counties Manukau. Brenton Vinnisroy here in commentary alongside John Macbeth. And we've got a very special guest this afternoon as well, the Bowls New Zealand President, Anne Wright. Very good afternoon, Anne.
Thank you, and I'm very privileged to be here with you.
Not many people get the opportunity to sit with us, eh?
No, exactly right.
I can understand why she feels privileged.
Definitely. We go back a long way, John.
I don't know if we want to hear those stories today.
Well, I think it's an age thing.
Look at the colour of the hair.
That's right. So the two teams today, Point Chevalier Pirates and Homai of Counties Manukau, who won their individual centre titles. And again, as we talked earlier, Brendan, it's some big names here. People will look at these players and say, oh, I recognise her, I recognise him, but I don't know those guys. And it's that, club members coming through and winning the titles, getting to this situation where they're playing against some of the best players in the country.
It's a great honour, I think, for a lot of the club players to be here today. I certainly know that I would love to be out there playing against some of these top players.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Aiden Takarua has become a household name through Bowls3Five. Of course, skipping the inaugural champions, the Point Chevalier Pirates. And they were ever present in Bowls3Five at the Newland Bowling Club. Televised League, of course, some will notice there, Debbie White. Previously of Henuera colours in the Heat. Of course, a decorated bowler out of Waikato, but called in as the big superstar signing for the Point Chevalier Pirates, which makes a very strong side, along with Stephen Campbell for Point Chev. And then Homai, as John Macbeth mentioned, some who won't be known as much nationally. Te Moka, Patuwairua, Taraiva, Teritaiti, the 3 bowlers. And Taraiva, Teritaiti is the skip alongside Aiden Takarua. And Homai holding shot as the skips change over.
So Taraiva likes to be known as T. He said, I don't mind. T, sometimes it's easier to pronounce. And we've been through that, haven't we, in sport around the country where, quite difficult names for non-Pacific Island speakers. I say, oh, I'll grab a nickname. But I went up and said, okay, so how do you pronounce your name? Taraiva, Teritaiti. He said, but everyone calls me T. That's fine. So here he is, T. Second-year bowler.
Wow.
And skipping.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I remember I never skipped until I was probably about at least 5 years.
Yeah. And he's already been a junior rep, so, he's got some talent, and it's not unusual and not unfair or anything, is it, to throw a second-year bowler into a skip position, because some of them just fall into that naturally and love it.
I think some of them just have a natural ability, and why not?
Yep.
Well, that's the incredible thing, isn't it? Aiden Takarua opposite him, who's very young in age still, but has so much experience at this level, at national level as well, and all the national tournaments. Been around for a number of years, very experienced bowler now.
Gosh, well, I like what I see already, his delivery, holding the hand up at the end and looking right down the line, never deviating. Lovely weight. He's a person who's he's already made a correction, nice correction, so I think
he's obviously listened to his coach.
Yeah.
And Takarua just having a little look at the head here. And a bit of a discussion with Debbie White. The Pirates coming off a tiebreaker win against Takarua in the opening round of, this is section 4 of the Bowls3Five National Interclub Finals, while Homai had a defeat to Whangarei first up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately didn't stay.
The light's changed quite a bit here, hasn't it, since the last game. So we're in Naenae in the Hutt Valley, and this bowling club has had this entire surface relaid in recent months, so had a few issues with it. But I think everyone's saying, particularly club members who play here a lot, have said, oh, it's so much improved. So they're happy about what they've got, and it's wonderful to have an indoor facility.
It turns out to be 2 of the Pirates, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mark is holding up too.
yeah, Sue Wei doing the duties for this round 6 game, but the second round action for this section.
Sue and I have done a lot of international umpiring together over the years.
She's one of those I mentioned in the previous game about Dave and Anne Burridge, who are, very prominent in umpiring in our region, but in Wellington and other parts as well. And Sue is one of those two who puts in an enormous amount of time.
A lot of time, yes.
Yeah.
She's actually going to the Commonwealth Games, which is wonderful for New Zealand umpires.
Is she the only?
No, there's 2 from New Zealand actually going, and there's 1 on standby. So it's quite hard to get selected for the Commonwealth Games because they've got to take a certain amount of female or male and a certain amount representing the countries. So it is quite difficult to be selected. So well done to them.
Well, it means just as much to them, doesn't it, as it does to the bowlers themselves and get selection.
It certainly does. That's the epitome of your umpiring, really.
Yeah, going to World Bowls or Commonwealth Games.
Yep.
Turns his back on that one. Stephen Campbell doesn't like it.
This is Tia Moka, who she said, I said, have you been with the club a long time? Oh, yes, she said, I'm the secretary. Oh, I asked one of the others, how many members have you got? And she said, I'm not sure, she said. He said, you're the secretary, you should know. And she said, I said, how long have you got her out of a hot spot? I said, so how long have you been secretary? 9 years, she said. I thought, oh, my word, that's penalty, isn't it?
It is.
Penance, really. So she's leading for the Homai team. This is Debbie White. Just keeps getting better, doesn't she?
Coming in there nicely. Might be just travelling a wee rub.
Yeah, nice little rub. Holding a shot at the moment. Point Chev, in fact, holding it 2 indicated with the 2 paddles. Graphics next to the Pirate's name.
Pat had played for about 6 years, he said, and then he's. I had to take a bit of a break for 4 or 5 seasons, and I've just come back into it. So he feels like he's a junior again, new player. But
I don't think you ever lose your ability once you've started.
if you had any.
Well,
That's right.
that's true. That's true.
It'd be nice if it's reset, though.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Come back and you're a junior again. Yeah.
This is a bit scratchy at the moment. Even Deb White struggling to find that green.
It'll be interesting to see how much different this TV rink is once they get more opportunities to play on it, and as this tournament progresses, how it differs from the others. Because as you mentioned, John, newly laid surface here.
So how long since it was laid?
It was, this season.
It's only a couple of months ago, yeah. So I live locally and I remember running past as well.
Yeah.
The green's not there now, so it wasn't not long ago.
Well, that's a head I'd be proud of.
I wouldn't be too critical for
No.
see my bowls.
Gosh, well, some of the early games and some of the key players were commenting about it. It was quite difficult. They were struggling a little bit with their line, which opens it up a wee bit, doesn't it?
It does. It makes it, levels it up for everybody, doesn't it?
Saw before the screen in the corner, bottom corner, showing the rest of the facility here at Naenae. Great indoor complex, allowing us to play at all times. Usually at this time of year it'll be a bit colder in here. We'd probably be all rugged up. We'd have the hot water bottles on and everything, but it's been beautiful weather of late throughout the country, isn't it?
I don't know what's happened. Whether, in fact, I was asking people, because I remember coming here and wearing a puffer jacket and everything and watching bowls. It was really cold. Hey, and
I've only ever seen it on TV, and as you say, everybody was rugged up.
yeah. So they might have done something. I don't know.
I think it's purely
Just
the weather. I
just
think
the weather.
yeah, I think it's because the temperature of late, even early evening, still been 16,
Yeah.
17 degrees, and that's all right. Usually when it drops into the early evening, sometimes in the valley can get a bit fresh, but it hasn't been the case of late. Quite warm.
Well, the Hutt Valley's had remarkable temperatures right through this long summer we've had.
Always hotter in the hut.
Yeah,
as they say.
yeah. Everything, not just the weather. Oh, we might get wicks all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. That Jack is untouchable.
Might have COVID.
Yeah. It's just one to the Point Chevalier Pirates. Stephen Campbell leading, Debbie White at 2 and Aiden Takarua at 3.
So Teritaiti trying to get something here in these
Get round
circles.
there.
This looks like
Get a shoulder there. That's
Wee
nice.
run.
Yeah.
That's a better bowler.
Yeah. That's good. He's got the shot.
well played. Good round of applause as well for the Homai skip. Great final bowl. And so they are now going to be on the board, and they will decide where to place the jack. Just consulting with his lead, Tia Moka. She says, yeah, I like it furthest spot forward, please, so that shortest length possible. 2-1 after 2 ends in this first set. Pirates over Homai in this local battle between clubs from Auckland and Counties Manukau.
Oh, you see, we see that other shot of the other matches in action. So all the other rinks are in operation. We had a full round this morning. First one starting at 9, and the afternoon session starting at 1. So one whole, or 2 sections have been completed, and now these 2 sections this afternoon. I haven't seen too much of this jack on the
Well done, mate.
short
Very good.
spot.
No, we haven't. Not from our previous match. Now this one. So this is the second round of action for Section 4. And as you can see, there are several other matches taking place at the same time across Sections 3 and 4. We had Section 1 and 2 played throughout the morning and early afternoon. Now they're done for the day. We'll return tomorrow here at Naenae. Section 3 and 4 still
You're
have
not touching, you're safe,
a few more rounds to get through
Safe,
today.
Touch it. Yes, please.
As I mentioned, Point Chev with a tiebreaker in victory over Takarua first up, while Homai were beaten by Whangarei. Still very early days in this section. Canterbury 2017, North East Valley, Stoke Thunder, Tauranga, the other teams in this section.
So I suppose one of your really arduous roles is going to the Commonwealth Games too, is it, Anne?
No, I don't get that opportunity,
Oh, don't you?
which is a bit disappointing for me, but I am going over for Trans-Tasman,
Oh, good.
which I'm really looking forward to. I have got family over there as well, so I'm going to take a little bit of extra time and
Oh, lovely.
meet my new great-granddaughter, which
Wow.
is going to be absolutely superb.
And the country's top bowlers, Blackjacks in particular, must just be desperate to get back into international competition. It's been such a long time now.
So, yeah. Yes, I'm sure they'll be all looking forward to getting back into that arena.
Very good.
So what venue is Trans-Tasman at?
I think they're playing it
Broadbeach?
at Mount Tamarine
Oh, okay.
because I only think,
Yeah.
I don't, but I think that's been prepared for Commonwealth practice for them. And
Yeah, I believe so, because it's not going to be exactly ideal going from a traditional
No.
Gold Coast green to Birmingham.
No.
No, so I believe that's where it's going to be. So
It makes a lot of sense. I know players here and obviously throughout this part of the world will be trying to prepare on slower greens to try and get accustomed to what they're going to get in the Northern Hemisphere.
Things stacking up against Homai on this end. They're down by 3, and
I'll go where you can then.
got Debbie White just covering that back area a wee bit because
Cut one out.
they would suggest that T looks like the sort of man who would have a go.
I think he'd be quite an attacking skip.
Yeah.
So far this short length hasn't worked for Homai.
No.
That might be a one and done situation. Let's not do that again. But we'll see. Teritaiti.
But let's see what happens.
Skip for Homai.
Likes to have a go on the backhand, does he? Oh, no.
Oh no, just going to try and draw.
Might just want to cut it down, not dropping 3. So get in there and save one for a start.
Looks like he might too.
Yeah, he's played that nicely.
Really
Just
nice.
hold up there. Cut down 1 anyway.
That's Suway there with the 2 paddles up to indicate. Point Chev now holding the 2 shots, the Pirates. Aiden Takarua, another with a great delivery. Urging this one on.
Coming through very nicely.
He's put it back.
Yeah, taken away momentarily. Put straight back there, so holding 3 now, the Pirates.
It's looking all right too, isn't it, Anne?
Looks all right to me. Breaking there nicely. Don't know if he's quite going to do it though.
No.
Not a bad effort. Both those bowls were handy, just not quite good enough.
Shows he's got good weight control though. That was nice. Under a bit of pressure too. He didn't want to drop a 3, but he's going to.
Might be a 4 in
Might
fact.
be a 4
Yeah.
if this comes in.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's pretty
playing
handy.
it Pretty well.
Yeah, that's 4 runs signalled by Deb White. So 4 shots for the Pirates. Big end for them. After 3 ends in this first set, they now lead 6-1 to the Pirates.
You'll get it.
Short end again.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He just picked up a 4.
Yeah.
Aiden Takarua says, yeah, I'll be placing that jack at the shortest mark, please.
Suited them pretty well, didn't it?
Stephen Campbell, lead for the Pirates. Told he used to play down here, like an Upper Hutt, now based in Auckland.
Start, mate.
Good start off the front by Campbell. Tia Moka. So did you get a rough number of how many members there?
No. No, she
Well, we know there's 3 of them.
yeah, that's right.
I assume it's a small club, is it?
Yes, yeah. So she said not many, so that was a reasonable answer, I suppose.
Yeah, whereabouts in, do you know whereabouts in Counties Manukau they are? I have to look them up. I can't say I've heard of Homai before.
I've heard of them, but I don't know just the exact area that they are.
Just duck
I'm
around.
hoping to visit a lot of these little clubs at some stage. But
Where are they from, you know? Well, yeah, just go and ask them.
Started out wide, and as we've seen today,
just stay
often
out
come
there.
back.
Just
Yeah.
stay there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get a bit wide,
Punishes you.
Might be at South. Surrounded by Manukau, Wiri, Hill Park.
Track's all right, dude. Hold on nicely.
Is that where the tunnel is?
Deb White.
Oh, that's not south.
Not sure if she's that happy with that one. Holding 2 of the Pirates.
It was a bit wide as well.
Pat Patuwairua. So a quick Google search has told us that the
Try count
Homai
underneath that one.
is
Get
near
to the side of the ring.
Manulewa,
Just beat the black. That's it,
Manukau,
closest.
Willie. Must be a small little suburb. Oh, I'm an Auckland boy and I can't say I'd ever heard of it.
I think Wiki sort of
Hold up
gave
now.
similar answer to the secretary.
Great job, Deb.
Where's Homai? Was sort of there.
No, but it could be like, when I moved down here, I couldn't believe a couple of streets, that's a suburb down here.
Yeah, that's right.
Where I live, it's just next to Naenae, Fairfield, and most people have no idea where it is because it's only about 2 or 3 streets.
That's right.
Fairfield, because there's a Fairfield out of Dunedin
Yeah.
as well.
That's right. Yeah.
One of the top clubs down here, Fairfield, Dunedin.
Fairfield Tavern was quite famous when I was living down there.
It was a very nice meal there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I never ate there.
Oh, didn't you? You did the other. Have many celebrations there nowadays down there.
Yeah. So the White Bowls look in a reasonable situation at the moment.
They're in charge of the set, aren't they? Point Chev. Got another couple as the skips change over. Takarua not able to add to the count this time, and he gives his thigh a bit of a slap. Wasn't happy with that one.
Very good green, just didn't have the way.
A second-year player.
I love his concentration.
Yeah.
It's very...
We've seen that little gap. He was going to get through it, is he? Nicely round
Going
there.
round.
Whoa.
That's a very good bowl, and applauded by the
Well
Pirates as
done.
well.
And on the mat, he wouldn't have been able to see that gap, would he, really? It would just be a
wouldn't have
massive
thought so.
bowl. Yeah. Just knew it was there.
Yeah, he was at the head previously, and obviously a bit of visualisation, and knew that was possible.
Went under it too much.
Looks a bit under, doesn't he?
Yeah, not happy with that one.
Down.
Takarua.
Just do it again. Taking a bit of green
Wee
off
bit
this
narrow
time.
now, I think.
Yeah. You might find another hole here yet. Oh no, not quite.
Try.
So 1 to Homai. They have the jack back, so interesting to see if they go short again or they this time go, let's go back. Oh, they're going to go short again, interestingly. So it's a bit of a surprise given that they dropped a big number earlier, a 4,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Because it's
Yes,
been
it
pretty
was,
tight apart
yeah.
from that end,
That's
really.
right. I suppose there's that thought that, well, we've had 2 goes at it. We must be getting our weight right now. So, well, we've got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose
Yeah.
at this stage, have
Yeah,
they?
yeah. Pick it this time and, well, there you go.
They got a 4, so we can
Yeah,
get 4.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a chance to salvage something out of this set.
Yeah.
Take something special, though, on this, the 5th and final end. First set, second round action in Section 4 of Day 1 of the Bowls3Five National Interclub Finals here at Naenae. Brenton Vinisroy alongside John Macbeth and Anne Wright, Bowls New Zealand President, joining us as well.
By the way, Keith Slight's going to go home and have a look at the recording of the last game and
Give us some feedback.
Yep, yep,
That's good.
yep.
We need it.
Just, he said, I put in a couple of ordinary shots, and I said, oh, might have been more than a couple. He said, what'd you say? And I gave him a hint, and they all laughed, and he said, oh, you might get some abusive emails. I gave him your name.
Oh, good. Good.
You got broad shoulders.
Well, I'm not commentating tomorrow, though, John, so that was a wise move.
I think you're under that. Anyway, like your same line will get you right on it. Pardon? Same weight, exact same weight.
Clear instructions there from Aiden Takarua, skip of the Pirates, for his lead, Stephen Campbell.
Put that straightener somewhere.
Fair effort.
Yeah.
Back to that centre line. Pat Patuwairua. Number 2 for Homai. Wants to give the skip something to work with here. He's going to be short. Saw the signal there from skip Taraiva Teritaiti as well. That was quite short.
Yeah. just
Arms
needs to
went
be
out.
up, yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing, he needs to give him something to work with, isn't it? Can't be short.
Not much of a feeling going back to the mat as the skip and knowing that, you know, you're a handful down and you've
And
got
they're all
nothing
in
at
front.
the back. And yeah, that's right.
You're better to be in the ditch, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
So, Pirates holding 3. We have seen with the shorter length that big numbers can be scored in the bigger length if you're not on the money, or if you are on the money in the opposition.
It's unlucky there. It was on
He
a good
was
line,
unlucky
wasn't he?
there. If he'd just come under that a little bit, he'd have been.
I think he's opened it up quite well, though, so T will be able to see the jack, see the shot bowl, which he can sit on. We'll see what Dev does.
You should actually be able to hold up, but we can use that. Okay.
Sort of taking as much mat as she can there with the feet
Yes.
right over to the edge. She still has to have part of that foot above the mat as she does when she delivers, otherwise it's a foul. Very seldom called.
It's very hard to actually call it now
Yeah.
with the way it reads in the laws that it's got to be over or on or
Yes.
partly. And so I always maintain that it really takes at least 2 people to watch to give a warning
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's not actually touching the mat, it's
No.
being above
Above
that
it,
area. And it's not all of the foot either, is it?
No,
It's part
it's
of
only
the foot
part, so-
on or above the mat.
so it's very difficult now to
And you sort of wonder, you know, does it matter that much?
they don't
You've got to
I-
have the rule, but...
I don't think they really get an advantage, but I did
No.
watch a game recently that was live streaming, and I did feel that the player was getting quite an advantage. But he didn't get pulled up, and as I say, I think it takes 2 people to watch.
Yeah, how would that usually get pulled up? Would it be the opponent who says, hang on, and has a chat to the umpire, can you watch this for me?
Well,
Or
as umpires, we should pull it up anyway. We should be observing that. That's part of our...
it'd be hard to see though, wouldn't it, if you've got
Well, that's-
everything else you've got
That's
to
what
do?
I mean, you
Yeah.
know, and that's why if you've seen it, I would say to bring someone else in and help you sort of observe and then make a decision, I guess. Yeah.
But players have the right to go and ask,
Mhm.
and point
Yes,
it out. And say,
definitely.
you know, to an
Yes.
umpire
Yeah.
or the manager,
Yeah.
the tournament manager or whatever. Look, I think this person's
Definitely.
fouling. Can you keep an eye on it? You know,
A player can question anything as far as the
Yeah.
laws go. Yeah.
time wasting is one of the...
That is, yes, it
Common
can
thing,
be
isn't it?
quite a common one.
Thankfully, we don't see too much of that in this format. The quick
No,
version
no.
of the game.
Oh, no, it's not. And people, that's the reason people love this, is because it is so quick.
Yes, yes. They do Commonwealth Games. They have someone doing time watching.
Okay.
So for that reason, you know, to keep it flowing.
Yeah. So that's based on how many visits to the head, how often it's happening.
I'm just not sure of the whole procedure,
Yeah.
but it's in the conditions of play.
Right.
So they pushed, Homai pushed one of their bowls up into maybe second shot. Oh, no, into shot, according
got
to our
shot
graphic.
there
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Now Takarua is looking to
We're going
take
to take
it.
it straight back.
Yes, look at that. He
Nice,
just comes
killed
through beautifully.
So she'll be respotted on the 2-metre mark, and they'll have 1 or 2. 2
Wow.
is well executed there by the Point Chevalier skip, and that takes the first set 8-2. Point Chevalier Pirates over Homai. Great start from the inaugural Bowls3Five champions on Sky Sport,
I think keep it there, yeah.
and they will
Oh, yeah, it's all
have
good, yeah.
the mat and jack placement, and they are going to stay
Short.
short. Why not? It's working for them.
They're the ones that were getting the shots, weren't they?
So as I mentioned, this is section 4. We've had section 1 and section 2. They're completed for the day. And so far, just the 2 unbeaten teams across those sections, Nelson Spirit and Stokes Valley Vipers. Told that Joe Edwards is in fact not here for Nelson, but Val Smith is. And Stokes Valley with that great side with Seamus Curtin and Finbar Guigan. And then with section 2, currently in the lead is Dobson from West Coast and Elmwood Park Saints, of course, very familiar side. And of course, Nicole Toomey in that Stokes Valley Vipers team as well. National singles champion a couple of years ago, so it's a very strong side. The previous winners of Bowls3Five on Sky Sport from a couple of years ago now. And so those are the sides leading the way in those sections. Section 1 have had 3 played. Section 2, 4 have been played so far. Still another day of round-robin action for both of those 2 sections. As I mentioned, this is the second round of this section. Homai coming off a defeat, Point Chev off a tiebreaker victory.
It's not bad leading there by Steve Campbell. He's setting the side up well. Just be nice for Tia to get one in here and just upset them a wee bit, give them a good start to the second set. Not bad.
Good effort.
Yeah, reasonable correction there too.
Not that far short. Happy with that.
I must say, Andy, when I was trying to just doing local bowls promotion, you know, you look at encouraging people to take the sport up, and there's so many people say, "Oh, I'm not ready for that yet," you know, "I'm not old enough for that." And so the national women's titles, I thought, were a prime example of what's really good about bowls. You know, the singles
much
champion
so.
was 25. We had Sandra Keith and winning the peers.
Bev Morrell.
Bev Morrell.
Yes,
So Bev
Bev.
is 80.
80.
Sandra Keith is 52 or something like that.
That-
So you had a whole range of ages.
Yeah.
And so it was a great example and so handy for Bowls New Zealand and clubs and that to promote the sport as a game for all ages, because that's an ideal
think
spread, isn't it?
It's getting through to the young children
Yeah.
that they can go places with bowls. Up until recent years, you know, that was, as they always said, it was an old person's sport, but there is a pathway now for them, and it's just getting through to the younger ones that that's what they can do. And when they see these young ones playing, you know, they're very good models for the game of bowls.
Absolutely. And it's just going to take a few more of people like Shelton Bagri-Howley and Aiden Takarua.
Yeah.
Because if you look to Australia, they've got so many young players. They've just got to, and that's just become because bowls has become part of most Australian kids' upbringing, you know, which is quite incredible if we get to that stage. With the ultimate goal, obviously.
Well, that's a rare false shot from Deb White. So it looks as though the Homai team have 2 here. Those 2 bowls which were overweighted at the start, but then Jack gets moved a little bit and suddenly they're in play. Always a great example of
That's
being
always
heavy
better at
rather
the
than
back,
short,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
At least you can do something with them if they're at the back,
Yep.
whereas normally you don't have your jack coming back up the green normally.
People listening to this will be saying, well, why don't you practice what you preach, John?
You play your best bowls from here.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So shown an ability to draw nicely. Here's an opportunity for him to put another one in and create a little bit of pressure for Aiden Takarua.
It's going to drop a bit short.
That's where the jack was, I think.
Yeah, it would have been near perfect for where the jack was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's funny, we thought because he's a junior bowler, you know, it's only second year, we thought he might be prone to the, you know, attacking shots in the dry. He's just been
But he hasn't. He's
draw,
just drawn.
and drawn beautifully as well.
I can remember my mother always saying you can always draw a bowl off rather than driving.
We at our club, the Romati Bowling Club, which I probably haven't told you about for about 10 minutes, we engaged Sharon Sims to come down from Manawatu to do some coaching, particularly for our new players. We've got 35 juniors in the club now. Really good.
Wonderful.
Not young players, but juniors. Or some of them are relatively young. But the question was asked of Sharon, so what's the most important bowl? You know, and she said there is only one shot. What is the most important shot? There is only one shot, and that's a draw shot. But you might draw a bit over, but,
Yes.
you know, or you draw to, not often to block or anything. You draw, you draw, you draw. But your target's sometimes different. So a weighted draw shot rather than a run shot. Gee, and that's so true, isn't it?
Oh,
You know, a lot of
definitely.
people can drive, but not everyone wants to drive or feels confident driving. But a weighted draw shot is
Just a
pretty
little
pretty
yard through
effective.
or something.
Yeah.
So just seeing the power play graphic come up. So Point Chevalier Pirates calling their power play. First of this match. Homai, after picking up a 2 on the opening end of the second set, they have kept the jack short.
And now Tia will plonk one right on it and say, there you go, you've called the power play, now make something of it. Oh, good weight, so...
Lovely
there,
weight, just
yeah.
a wee bit wide.
Oh, and Sue Wei says they're holding shot. Well, she's so sharp, isn't she?
She's on the ball. Or on the bowl.
Yep.
And just needs to make a slight adjustment to Moka with her second. On the other side
Weight's
is
perfect.
Stephen Campbell. Aiden Takarua saying the weight's perfect. Happy with that first up bowl from his lead.
So that's in a handy position, but with Point Chev, the Pirates playing their joker here. Every shot they get is doubled.
Finish now. I don't know. There
Looks
you
as
go.
though it's coming back now.
Yeah, he seems to have that hand sorted out.
Yeah, the Pirates wanting to really take control of the second set after winning the first and dropping a 2 in the first end. If they can score a decent number here on their power play, they take charge of the second set. Of course, Homai will still have their power play to come, but can really go a long way to winning this match in this end here.
Patuwairua. Just, you know, as you can see the advantage if he was to just move their jack slightly and then all of a sudden from being 2 down, they're 3 up.
4 up.
Yeah, yeah. And Takarua will be aware of that, but not under pressure at the moment.
Just out.
Not far away from adding to the count, with Takarua saying just out.
No adjustment really there, and sadly another metre on would have been absolutely perfect, but T standing there already thinking to himself, "Oh,
What am I going to play?
yeah."
Weight's good enough. Just gotta finish. This side of yours is a chance.
Well, that's interesting.
Just
you see
wide.
4 bowls out there, half a metre wide, aren't they? So
As you
it's just
say,
not
a wee bit
finishing
of
on there
movement
for
on
them.
the jack that way, and they can
Yeah.
get 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah,
So while
absolutely.
the Pirates are holding 2, I don't think he'd be too disillusioned going to the mat.
No.
Well, Teritaiti, because he's got something to work with here.
Yeah. See, jack movement, or even
Exactly.
just
Yes.
sitting, resting on that shot bowl and turning in, get 1 shot at least.
Just a wee touch on the jack.
Yeah.
They want to execute first up, though, before Takarua has his first bowl.
Yeah.
How's that coming?
That's looking
Looking
pretty
pretty
good.
good, isn't it? Yeah.
That's
Be the
looking
shot
very
anyway.
Good. Very even.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much just where he needed to be. So that should be the shot for Homai now.
Yeah. And then movement of the jack, and it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
Of course, Takarua will have other ideas.
He'll be thinking, yeah, if I can drag the back to mine, I'll get 2. So he's going down to have a look. He's following it down.
Hand.
Oh, now he might move the jack here himself. Oh,
Look!
what happened
look.
there?
Oh, what was that?
That was something else. What did that hit?
That struck a spot that they won't be happy with.
Went one way and started going the other.
Was going back.
I think we need to get Steve Beale from Bowls New Zealand to go out and just check that.
A little gremlin there
Wow.
in the green. Wow. That caught everyone by surprise, didn't it?
Almost as though there's a big pothole there.
Well, T will be aware of that now.
See if he can find it. He's in a similar line. Not the weight, though.
No.
Not the weight.
Red. Gosh, you'll be disappointed with that. That was a big opportunity for his team to get in amongst the score there.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Taraiva, Teritaiti. Skip for Homai. Now Aiden Takarua, who got a bit of fortune really with that very odd
Very much so.
movement in the green to grab the shot. Now he has an opportunity to make it 2, which of course will be doubled to 4 because it is their power play, remember.
Yeah.
You could expect that sort of movement out on an outdoor green, but not normally on an indoor green.
Well, with that shot that bent, he was in danger too.
Oh, exactly
moving
right,
the jack,
yeah.
wasn't he? Which
Exactly.
could have counted against him.
It
So,
could have been 2 or 3 down.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
was very lucky to get a...
And they'll take that.
Let's have a look. Oh, we might see it here, will we? Oh, no. Replay, but...
So, yeah, so 1's doubled to 2, so all tied up now. 2 apiece after 2 ends of 5. Second set. Here we go. This is the replay of the bowl. And
Oh,
wow.
Takarua just said, sorry about that, I don't know what happened. Yeah,
He's got a lovely smile, hasn't he?
yes.
Great start, mate. That's real helpful.
I think it's in the movie Crackerjack where he has the flipper. Was that the flipper maybe? And it goes one way and then starts going the other.
Funny. What a good movie.
There was some gremlin in the green, that's for sure. But Point Chev will take it because it worked out well for them, unfortunately for
that's a
Homai.
very good bowl.
Say this. Move yourself out of the way. Little roll.
Good couple of bowls to start this end. Third end, second set.
Track's good.
All up for grabs here. Of course, a set which Homai need to win to force a tiebreaker end.
Handy hunt.
Power play still up their sleeve as well. Moka. Great last bowl. Could you repeat that? Not far away.
Real close, Dad. Just get in the front. Give you a chance.
Of course, still 2 rounds of action to come today here at Naenae Bowling Club. Day 1 of the Bowls3Five National Interclub Finals. Coming up next, Tauranga Gold. Bay of Plenty up against Northeast Valley from Dunedin. And then the nightcap, Moka Magpies up against the Taradale Tigers. South Canterbury and Hawke's Bay. 24 of the 27 centres represented, plus the 8 sides who are supposed to be in the Bowls3Five Televised League last year.
It's great to see such a representative from around the country, isn't it?
Yeah, the one that certainly stands out is, of course, Dobson from the West Coast. The fact that they did so well on day 1.
Wonderful for them.
If they can do that and make it through the quarterfinals, would be a sensational achievement. Very much up for grabs in their section, Section 2. Everyone's had at least one loss, including them in Elmwood Park, who are leading the way at the moment. Section 2.
Square would be nice. Square. Yeah, that helps.
Rub off there.
So still holding one of Homai. Taraiva Teritaiti there, just putting his foot to provide an indication of the weight needed for Pat Patuwairua. He probably couldn't see the jack from the mat.
I suppose he's sheltering the shot. There's a bit you
Yeah.
get out of that, eh? And who's got 2 white bowls down around the 2 metre mark, so they've got the back covered. They can just concentrate on that area around the jack. Little push of that second shot, the shorter Point Chev Pirates bowl will work, and he'll play that backhand. Yes, he is. He's playing the backhand and just needs to make contact with his own bowl there.
Yes.
Pretty good line.
Not too far away, but
Yeah, just a wee
But
nudge
that-
now. All hard luck.
Ooh, it's
Didn't
the
quite
wrong
work
side.
for him, but it's open now for his next one if he
can
wants
see
it.
where it is now.
Yeah. So here we need from tee a nice draw right on there. Get Takarua running with his last bowl. Ooh. Not enough. But a bit of a block.
Yeah, throw a toucher.
Yeah. So just indicating where she wants his, the jack is just over here. I want you to just play slightly over and narrow, pick up the jack or sit on the shot.
Bring it through.
Yeah, looks nice.
How's its weight?
Not far away.
Pretty good.
Oh, that was
Terrific
pretty much
shot.
exactly what he was supposed to
Yes,
do.
exactly what she asked.
So now they're holding 3 maybe.
It was great to watch, to see Deb White lay out the instructions and then for Aiden Takarua to follow them to the tee.
It's confidence in your player, isn't it? My middle one wouldn't ask me to do that.
I think also Takarua having so much respect for Deb White, knowing how good a player she is as well, knowing that it's a good call,
Exactly.
whatever she says, is
Well, Teal,
trust in what she says and calls
he'll be
for.
really annoyed about
Yes,
that
he
because
will
his
be.
line was perfect, wasn't it? He was going to come into that nicely, but just short.
3.
Yeah.
So 3 for the Pirates. They take charge of the second
Going
set. We're going to see the power play now. Power play now being called by Homai. So 5-2 for the Pirates. 2 ends to play. Second set. Point Chev, of course, won the first 8-2. And now one really last throw of the dice for Homai. They must score something here on their power play for a chance to win this second set and to force it to a tiebreaker end. Decent start from Stephen
He's hit
Campbell.
that wee bit there again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Very good start.
Just what you want when you're going against the power play or playing with it. It's a good start at the front from your lead. Really puts the pressure now on Moka.
Another one close, please.
Ooh,
Same,
well, that
same
didn't
as the
come in
last.
it.
Try to sit yourself.
It didn't come in
hung
at
out
all, did
there.
it? So she's got a wry grin on her face. Knows what she has to do next time, of course, and wishing she had 3 bowls.
Yes. I always think it's great to have 3 bowls.
What colour bowls do you play with? Not a bright orange or anything,
No.
so they stand out.
So I've got the sort of the green speckledy
Oh, yes.
Mystique or something like that it's called, or Carnival or something. I won my bowls
Oh,
in a
did you?
raffle.
Oh,
Yes, I was delighted.
your
What do you-
driver's licence too, or not?
No, I got that in a wet bits packet,
Did you?
as some would say.
Actually, prefer your hair, Deb. Trying to get just 2 feet past in that hole.
So Pirates holding a couple. The Homai power play end.
They're just holding out there a wee bit, aren't they? Coming up that side.
Yeah. So hopefully Pat's noticed that, and if he's playing that side, I know he's going to play the other hand. Yeah. He's just struggled to be up. This time he should be okay.
Still not quite there though.
Just trying to beat your own now. Little touch wouldn't kill us.
Let's cut out
Roll over
a
that.
shot there, possibly with that. Oh, it's been hard to tell. It's a bit short still.
Nah, you're right.
He's under it.
Happy with
Yeah,
that.
it's
Done.
good correction.
Yeah, it just shows if you're slightly wide, and it is just a fine margin. It stays out there. But look at that,
Yeah.
that last bowl
Yeah.
from Dev
Very-
White was not that much
No,
inside that previous line, and look where that's finished up, under the centre line.
That's good. Just one now. Managed to cut out a shot with that punch onto his own bowl.
Now he's got to work out how to get rid of the shot bowl.
Yeah. And what's he got over the back?
Yeah. Taraiva Teritaiti has not played that weighted bowl yet, but
No.
maybe it's the time he needs to play it.
See it this time.
Yeah. Otherwise, how's he gonna? Because really, you have to win this end, obviously, if you're Homai to have a chance, and going into the fifth and final end, second set. Obviously, they're power play as well, so if they get one, it's doubled to two, and they're just one behind and into play.
That's the sort of line he needs to take, I think. Slightly narrower than what he would imagine. And so even if he...
That's a very good position, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very good.
Holding a couple is indicated there by Suway on marker.
I think even if he gets an edge of that black bowl, it might spring in. I'm not sure how it's situated, but that's the line, isn't it? Yep.
Ooh, he's
He's
just
gonna
going
be-
to cut away, I think.
Yeah, just a wee bit more on it would have helped, but that's not bad. He's good sider for him. At two down, though.
Yeah, I'll split those two. Louis one can try to get to the last one.
Yeah.
Takarua
Might
can
be a
pretty
good
much put it
idea
out
to
of
put
reach
one in
here.
there.
If he can add another one to the count, that's three.
I think he's
I think he's
looked
going to
at-
cover those bowls.
Yeah,
He is
don't he?
playing cover, yeah.
Yeah. He probably, I mean, he's probably played against T before and knows that he's capable of smacking something, so just wants to cover every avenue.
No, play it safe. Why not as well when you're leading 5-2?
Yeah.
He's going to get round.
Pretty much where Deb asked him to go.
Yeah.
Again, executing
Very good.
for his number two is Takarua.
It's holding up a bit better.
I think it.
Just going to be under, is it? No, it gets one of them, but
Oh,
unfortunately
no.
didn't have the weight, did it, to get rid of it. So it'll be two to the Pirates. So they're on the verge now of winning this match. 7-2. They now lead after 4 ends of 5 second set after winning the first 8-2. Homai need to score all 6. They need to score all 6 of their bowls to win the second set and force it to a tiebreaker end.
Not impossible.
Not impossible, but pretty close to it.
But with the way Stephen Campbell's been opening for them, leading, it's
Well, it's going to take
Got- yeah.
6 big misses from the
Yeah,
Pirates
that's
and
right,
6
yeah.
good bowls from
Yeah.
Homai. So
Homai.
it's, yeah, unlikely. Stranger things have happened. Stephen Campbell can almost shut them out immediately
It's
here.
a pretty good opener,
Yeah.
isn't it?
He's found his rhythm,
Okay.
hasn't he, in the
Yeah.
last few ends?
so get 6 inside that.
Yeah. Tia Moka will try and do just that with her first.
Just round the back.
It's not bad either.
It's very good.
She Managed to trail the jet there, would be perfect, but still in a decent position. They can do something with that.
Yes.
It's not short.
Still a possibility.
He'll want to follow that bowl down, Stephen Campbell. I don't think he's going to. It's going to be short
Just dropped his
and
weight
under
a
the
little bit,
line.
didn't
It's not a bad bowl, but doesn't really want to be short. So it's still a possibility for Homai.
So a good line
he?
as well.
Trying hard with this. Ooh.
Needed the inside.
Just
didn't it?
the
Yeah,
wrong
unfortunate
side.
there.
Yeah, that's not bad though. Okay, Pat, show us what you can do. You've just really, he's just missed occasionally, hasn't he, with his line and length. That's all there is in a game.
So they say.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Very
there's other
easy.
things such as
Very
luck,
easy.
line length and luck.
I sometimes think you've got to have that bird on your shoulder.
Oh,
haven't you?
yeah. Oh, punch that. No.
Pretty decent end, though, so
yeah,
far.
yeah.
I can remember what we started with as well.
Yeah.
Found their range. Got used to the conditions here on the TV green. This isn't bad ever,
Thank you,
either,
Pat.
from
Great
Pat
one, yeah.
Patuwairua.
Great one. He's
Yeah.
getting the clap here, so
He didn't look at his watch, which often happens, doesn't it? Now,
Yeah, just
take the
arriving.
time. It's your
Wait,
first
it's,
Good
bit.
ball,
take,
good
it's
ball
taking
of
you
the
that
day.
long to get one clap.
That's right.
Holding shot, Homai. Just need to hold another 5.
Yeah. Very close there. No gap.
Might not be holding it after
No,
this.
that's right. Damage now.
Yeah, well done.
Open it right up.
Still in play. But now the 6 is gone.
Oh, well, and also they're going out into virgin territory here, aren't they? The Jacks moved out quite a way. And
Yes.
Oh, this is tricky.
Yeah. Haven't played there before, so see what the green does. Well, that's pretty good.
This
isn't
is not a bad first
Yeah,
up
yeah.
effort
Pretty
at
good.
all.
Pretty good first up effort.
2 great bowls from Pat Patuwairua. Now it's up to the skips. 5th and final end, second set. Pirates down on the head, but on track to wrap this up in straight sets. Just reminding that Homai would need a score from all 6 of their bowls if they had to win this set to force it to a tiebreaker. And with the jack move, that will not be happening.
Not with this one coming in as well.
No. Is that shot now?
it? Yes.
I would think it would
Yeah.
be. It's coming around nicely.
Is it
Is it
still
still
in?
They're checking it to see if it's in
Yeah.
or not.
Steve.
Getting down low to look.
Yeah.
It's out.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I saw it. The signal from Taraiva. Teritaiti that was out. So the last couple of bowls now of this match.
Just to add insult to injury.
going to draw another one.
Yeah.
He's been pretty
Oh, look
classy,
at-
hasn't he, Takarua? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty classy.
You're covering. I was being a little bit worried there. I could have dropped the flag still.
So we've got a situation really where the team that you would expect to win has won consistently. They've been better on the day. And Point Chev Pirates with Steve Campbell leading very well, so consistent off the front, and Debbie White, of course. And I think one end she put her head in her hands because she played one bad bowl, but You know, there's a few loose ones, but you expect that. But Aiden Takarua had so much to play for, didn't he?
He did.
To play too, yeah,
Yes.
very good.
Yeah, very accomplished performance by the Point Chevalier Pirates. 8-2, 8-2, straight sets victory over their near neighbours in Homai from counties Manukau. And the Pirates 2 from 2 early on day one of the Bowls3Five National Interclub Finals here at the Naenae Bowling Club. Still stick around though. There are a couple of games to come. Next up, we have Tauranga Gold up against North East Valley.